in college. I never went to class, and when the exam was coming around, the professor would say, well, there's some people who might as well not even come to this exam, this final exam, and everybody looked at me and laughed. And I said, no, I'm going to pass that exam. And a week before, I picked up the book and on Greek, and I thought, oh, I'll study twice as long tomorrow. And the next day, I was 3 times as long. Finally, the night before the exam, I thought, oh my God, the exam's tomorrow morning. And I said, all right, you're a Greek. With the thought that I was Greek, there was no problem. And I had no difficulty with that thought that I was Greek. To me, it's difficult. I don't want to. It was just my own language I was pulling it in. And really, I'm telling you the truth, there were only 2 people in that class who passed that exam. I was one of them. But what you do, when I went to Bali, I went up onto Mount Gunung Agung, as they call it, 7,000 feet high. It was cold, and I asked for a glass of water. I've asked for a blanket. He brought me a glass of water. And somebody told me later that the word blanket sounds like water in Bali. Well, how could I know that? Anyway, I thought, I've just got to learn this language. I'm hopeless without it. So I picked up a book of Indonesian grammar, which fortunately is very easy. And in 2 weeks, I had a vocabulary of 600 words and was able to converse on philosophy and different subjects, and I had no trouble. But how? By just thinking I could do it. Really, if you want to be a mathematician, put yourself in tune with the thought of being a mathematician. If you want to speak French, then I remember I wanted to learn Spanish when I went to Mexico in 1945. I was 19 years old. I had taken a course in Spanish, but I hadn't really done much work with it. But when I reached Laredo, which is the border town between Texas and Mexico, I said, all right, I've got to make myself Mexican. I thought myself into being Mexican. And I got the first thing you have to do is try to get the accent right. So I went into a restaurant on the way to Monterrey, and I wanted to ask for a glass of water. And I tried to get that accent just right, and I came in and asked for a glass of water, and this American looked at me and said, are you Mexican? I felt very pleased. But the thing is, if you can get the accent right, it will help you a lot. Think of it as not difficult. Think of it as your own. If you want to be a good engineer, then the first thing is to persuade yourself you're an engineer. I have done this many times in my life. When I wanted to learn a subject, when I wanted to get into a particular... Well, the first thing on the spiritual path is, don't tell yourself I'm a sinner. Tell yourself I'm a saint. Remember?